What on earth did I just watch? Hey guys, welcome back to Critical Flick. Today I'm going to be reviewing the newest film from the creator of Black Swan, Darren Aronofsky, Mother. So I don't want to get too bogged down in the plot of this movie. For one, I can't really tell you the plot of this movie. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing. So I'm going to jump right into it. The performances here are actually really good. I'm actually not a big Jennifer Lawrence fan. I think I'm usually in the minority with that. I don't think she's a bad actress. I'm just not a huge fan of her work. And she is really good in this movie. She has some incredible range. I mean, especially towards the end of the movie, you see so many emotions and you see her experiencing these really traumatic events, and she totally sells it. Javier Bardem, good as always. I think he was, a little out-acted by Jennifer Lawrence, but he was still pretty good in it. There's a lot of, obviously a ton of supporting characters that come and go throughout the movie, but none of them have a real significant role other than those two main characters, and they both did an excellent job in my opinion. So I have to say, this movie is very, very, very strange, and I think the average moviegoer is not going to enjoy this movie, and even me, being a little more pretentious with my movies, at times I was like, this movie's trying a little too hard. It's very artsy and it's very raw in the way that it uses its themes, and the themes, for me at least, especially towards the end of the film, became very evident, and it felt like something that it was trying too much. It was trying too hard to do something, and I think towards the end of this video I might go into a little bit of spoilers because I want to talk about a few things and what I got out of the movie. And like, I didn't want to go over the plot is because you can't talk about the plot of this movie without totally ruining what happens in the movie. The direction by Aronofsky was excellent. Everyone knows he's a great director. I mean, Noah, it was okay, but you could tell what he was doing there. And his other movies, obviously, Black Swan, Requiem for a Dream, they're good movies. And this, again, was a really strong directorial film for him. From the technical aspects, I really enjoyed it. I thought the intensity of the cinematography worked out excellently. It's a lot of very close to the face. It's a lot of very, the tracking shots. Everything in it is very kind of intense, and it works really well. And the dialogue's very poignant. It has a very intense and suspenseful way about the movie without it actually being that suspenseful. I do have a slight issue with the pacing, though. The movie does snowball a lot really quickly, and then it has these lulls in it, and then there's, especially the third act, really just goes for it. And it is a slow build, and then it just, I don't know, I could use more consistency, because in the beginning of the film, there is almost a small climax, and then it goes down, and then there's a big climax, and it's the end of the movie, and I don't know, it just didn't flow excellent for me, and it did feel a little slow at times. I felt like it dragged slightly towards the middle part of the movie. So, I don't know, you probably have been hearing this from other reviews. I've been trying to avoid reading or watching other reviews, but it did have a very biblical theme throughout the movie. The movie is taking a lot of things straight from the Bible. It has a Cain and Abel feel to it. It has a birth of Christ. It has those things to it. And I don't know, it just felt like really pretentious, and it felt like it was really going after something that it didn't need to. And at the end of the day, while it was a technically well-done movie and well-acted and well-directed, it was doing too much. And I think it did a lot of things that would be off-putting to a general audience. And I don't know, it could get some little award buzz for it, especially for Jennifer Lawrence. She was excellent in it, but I think the movie as a whole, it was just definitely trying way too hard. So I want to talk a few quick spoilers here. If you're going to see the movie and you don't want to hear any spoilers, to be honest with you, I don't think the spoilers really ruin the movie experience for me, because I don't think, even if I knew how the movie ended and what happened in the movie, it would have changed the way I felt about it going into it. But I'm going to talk about a few things because I really just want to talk about a couple of the themes and the events that happened in the movie. So I don't know about you, but if you saw this movie, I felt like the end of the film was clearly going into the birth of Christ and the Bible and forgiveness. I mean, it directly said things like, when the child was born and he takes it out there for all the people that are in this house, this crazy cult-like people that are following Javier Bardem's character, and he takes the baby out there and the baby's killed. He's like, oh, we must forgive them for what they've done to him, and things like that. There's a lot about forgiveness, and there's even the beginning of the film. There is Donald Gleason pops in this movie for probably 2 minutes, and he kills his brother. It's a very Cain and Abel type thing going on there. There's just a lot, and he did Noah, the director, so I feel like he has a continuing theme with this biblical thing, And not necessarily that it's terribly bad, it just, I don't know, it just felt like, come on. Like, I didn't think he needed to do that, and I just don't think that it works great. Like, it's good, but I don't know. It's really weird, and it does it in a really weird, violent way that, I don't know, I think it would be missed on a lot of people, and maybe I'm completely off base on it, but I just think that it is not a movie for most people, and even for me, it just, I don't know, it's just too artsy. It's just too much. Another film I really like, Under the Skin, reminded me of that, the weird kind of like you don't really know what's going on and you have to piece it together, and this is probably a movie where I'd be thinking about it for a couple of days, and just my quick initial thoughts, I might have missed a lot of things in this movie, and I will definitely rewatch it at some point, and I don't know, it's just a lot of weird stuff going on, and it's a lot to pick apart. I did like the way that they took the movie and they made this setting this house. And this house almost had a Garden of Eden type quality to it where, you know, Jennifer Lawrence is there and everything's perfect and it's supposed to be a paradise. She even refers to it as trying to make a paradise. And when the humanity characters get into the area where the house is, it starts to fall apart and she has this connection with the house. And it definitely was following that, you know, humanity's building and destroying the world, and I don't know, there's a lot of themes, a lot of it's very over the top, like it's just super pretentious stuff, but it was definitely an interesting take on what he was trying to do. So at the end of the day, if I were to rate this movie, I'm probably going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. I did enjoy it. It's a very well-made movie, very well-acted movie, but it's doing a lot. It's doing way too much, and it did get a little extreme really fast. The pacing issues were, in my opinion, a little bit much to overcome. It got really extreme really quickly without any explanation, and it does leave you thinking a lot, but thinking almost too much. I like to have a little bit given to me, just a little bit. I don't need to be completely confused and in the dark, and the more I think about it, the more I kind of put it together, but it was definitely different and really weird, and I usually like that, but it was a little bit much for this movie. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. And what did you think about it? If you saw this movie, I feel like this is going to be really polarizing. I feel like this is going to be a movie either people like or they really hate this movie. I can tell the people in my theater hated this movie. So leave the comments down below, and see you guys next time.